Pets Add Life, your guide to the latest in pet trends, products, and the joy of the human-animal bond, with Kristen Levine and Chris Bonafati, powered by the American Pet Products Association and Dog TV.
Hey there, Kristen. I see you've got a friend there with you.
Yeah, this is my little girl, Tulip. She decided to join me for the show today.
Oh, she is so cute. And why is that? Why is she joining you today of all days?
Well, because it's a big day. Today is the Westminster Kennel Club Best in Show, and you're actually going to be there tonight.
Yeah, we're bringing you a special episode of the PAL podcast this time. We're foregoing our usual constructed format to bring you some live action from the show itself. But Kristen, it looks like you're having your own little personal dog show there.
I am having a dog show. This is one breed you will not see at Westminster. She is a miniature pinscher, Chihuahua, Jack Russell, Maltese, and probably about 6 other breeds. We did her doggy DNA, so we know that for a fact.
Also known as a cutie pie.
A cutie pie! Yes, she is.
She is absolutely a cutie pie. But thanks, everybody, for listening. It's the PAL podcast. I think we're still going to do some of our usual stuff, despite Kristen not being able to join me at the Westminster Dog Show this year. But for now, I think we're going to go ahead and bring you our 2 stories as usual. So let's go ahead and get right into that.
Kristen and Chris present Storytime.
All right. So, Chris, I got a story for you, and this is kind of in line with, fun summertime with your dog. I know you've been talking about that in previous shows. Everybody's got summer on the brain now, and this is if you're a baseball fan. I just read that the Philadelphia Phillies fans were able to bring their dogs to the ballpark, and there are also adoptable dogs there for the Bark at the Park event. And this is something that MLB does every year. I don't know if every team participates. Do you know?
It's not every team. It is select teams. Obviously, having dogs at the stadium is an undertaking. But I am familiar with Bark at the Park. I've actually went one year when they had it at Citi Field for the Mets. It's so fun.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, it's a great way, to just not only spend the day at the ballpark with your own dog, but also, like I said, they always have adoptable dogs there too. So, you might find one that you fall in love with and want to adopt. And props to MLB for supporting, such a great event during the summertime.
Yeah, it's great. And I mean, what can be more American than a family outing with the family dog to a baseball game? You get a hot dog, the dog gets a hot dog, even though the dog shouldn't be eating hot dogs. When you're at a baseball game, the calories actually don't count. So
this is true. This is true.
It might be true for dogs as well. I'm going to call up Steve Feldman and have Habry look into this with the scientists to see if the same is true for dogs, because it's a scientific fact that you cannot gain any weight while you're at a baseball game. So you can have as many hot dogs, beers, milkshakes as you want. So what a great opportunity. Nothing spells summertime like in America quite like that.
That's true. What's your story this week, Chris?
Yeah, so I want to prep our listeners and our viewers for some fun summer activities with their animals. So in some previous shows and some upcoming shows, I'm going to be talking a lot about summer stories, summer products to help pet owners feel really well prepared for the summer. And this was kind of actually based out of a question that got asked and we didn't answer, revolving around ticks and dogs. So this is just more of an important PSA from an article published as research continues to be developed around ticks and Lyme disease, that dogs can actually contract Lyme disease. That is something that is often misconstrued, that dogs can't catch the disease, but they can, and it is from the common deer tick, which is, if most people aren't tick experts, the tick you're thinking in your head right now is a deer tick. Very common. Dogs get them all the time, but with proper care, tick collars, the once a month treatment on the back of the neck, the liquid, there's all sorts of stuff. So it's important to note that, a lot of people I've known, you'll say, oh, I just take the ticks off. After a long walk, I'll just remove them. That's not necessarily the best practice. It's best to be preventative because Lyme disease can affect your dog. And I know that's not something that anybody wants to happen. So just an important PSA, if you're going to be spending some time in the woods, going on long hikes, long walks, bringing your dog outside, just make sure that you're prepared with any of the great products that are offered. If you're confused as to what might be the best offering to protect your dog, this is definitely a question for your vet. Some dogs tend to be allergic to some of the products, or they can get irritated skin around the affected areas. So if you have questions about the product that's best, I'm not going to recommend one, even though we do recommend products on the show. I'm not going to recommend a tick preventive product. That is something that your vet should do.
Yes, Tulip is on a tick preventive, so she's in good shape.
Yay. You get to go for big walkies, Tulip, in the tall grass. Yes.
Yeah, if you were watching the podcast on Dog TV, you would have noticed that Tulip fell asleep about halfway through your tick tips.
Yeah, I'm sorry to get educational, everybody. I'll do a fun one next time.
No, it was important, though. It's very important.
It's important stuff. Sorry, Tulip, for making you snooze. Tulip must have not done well in college. All the late night parties, probably slept through their 8 a.m. accounting classes.
Yeah, she probably did.
Yeah, I could relate. Well, anyway, so this is where we diverge from our normal programming. I got to get on the road and get my Tookus over to the Bronx, to the Arthur Ashe complex. I think it's a complex. It's not a single stadium. The place is amazing. If you've ever been to the U.S. Open, it's where they've had the Westminster Dog Show the last couple of years. So I got to get on over there and give our listeners an amazing experience. I'm so sad you won't be able to join us, Chris.
I know. Maybe next year. I'm really envious. So have a wonderful time. I know you'll come back with some great stories.
I will. Yes. And if you are listening, stick around because I'm going to be giving you some great content straight from the Westminster Dog Show. So stick around. And I'm here at the 148th Annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. The energy is absolutely amazing here in Flushing, Queens. I'm surrounded by so many amazing trainers, breeders, showers, veterinarians, judges, groomers. It's like the entire pet industry is here under one roof. We're going to be hearing from a lot of eccentric and exciting characters today, so stay tuned for some of those interviews. Day 3 of the Westminster Dog Show here. Day 1 for myself. It's my first day here. And of course, I roll up to the venue looking like a slob. Hair's a mess. Had to park half a mile away, walking through that humid Queens, New York air. Luckily, I find myself now in the grooming center of the Westminster Dog Show amongst all these wonderful people, including my new friend Nacho here, who's promised me a makeover.
We will try our best.
Okay.
I don't promise anything, but you will be safe.
There we go. That's what I like to hear. So I think I'm going to sit down in his chair and we're going to see what he could do for me. So Nacho, how many years have you been a dog groomer for?
I've been a dog groomer. Can I wet you a lot? It's okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Let it soak. Let it soak.
Let it rain.
Yeah, let it rain. I go to a barber sometimes.
So I've been doing this. I'm third generation handler.
Okay.
The breeds of my family is Beagles.
Okay.
They grew up doing Belgian sheepdogs. So I did move to the States 6 years ago. There's my lovely wife. She might not want to go up in the car.
She's grinning. She's
like,
gobbling this up.
It's okay, it's okay. We go with that. So when I did started, my dad was like, you have two options. You go to college or you do this. And since I know how to do it, I just did it. And I love it. It's great. I know a lot of people. I go to a lot of places. I enjoy a lot of food. I visit a lot of countries. And I love the States. So I'm being here and I will stay. That's basically what we do.
Great. In particular, why do you love coming to Westminster? What makes it different from all the other dog shows?
Well, I think it's the best dog show in the world. It's unique. It used to be in the city. Yeah. It's part of the city still.
Still technically.
It's traffic. If you cross the bridge, it's still traffic.
Yeah, believe me.
So it might take you 2 hours to get here, but it's okay. People enjoy that, a lot of noises. But it's unique. Winning here is unique. We didn't have the chance to invest in show yet. Maybe one day, we don't know. But everybody loves it. Everybody wants to be here and everybody wants to be a winner here too.
And so the role of the groomer, clearly important when you're trying to be best in show, winning these awards for how the dog looks. Do you ever feel like you're under pressure to do it a certain way? Do you feel like you have artistic style? Is there a right way to do it, a wrong way to do it?
It's both ways to do it. You can do it right and you can do it wrong. Yes, it's true. I think it's more basic than what people thinks. You will find a lot of other breeds that they require a lot of hours.
Right.
And it's more specific grooming, like hard coat or long coat. Ours is pretty easy for us, at least, that we are used to do it. Maybe for new people it will be a little harder. But it's just, like it's something that we love and we love to do. And when you love something, you just doing the best way that you can. And sometimes it goes wrong. Sometimes it goes wrong, but that's how you learn.
That's how you learn, right?
That's how you learn, like you. If you want me, I can put you
There we go. Well,
if I go wrong.
Well, I could confidently say the one thing everybody shares in common here is that passion, right? You really have to have that passion to make it in this universe. It's absolutely incredible. The second I walked into this tent, it's palpable. You can absolutely feel it.
We are here about the dogs. We celebrate the dogs. We love it. We love it. We do this 24/7. It's a passion. I don't know how to say it in English. You can put subtitles there. It's okay. It's something that we love.
That's great.
And it's our life. We dedicate our life to that.
Well, thanks for speaking with me, Nacho. I'm gonna go ahead and get a makeover. So maybe the next shot you'll see me, I'll be looking mighty fresh.
There you go.
No matter where we go, we know that our love will find.
My name is Susan Nagel. I'm from Fargo, North Dakota, and this is Piti. Piti is 8. His name is a Pali word, meaning it's spelled P-I-T-I. It means brightening in the mind, and is one of the signs of enlightenment. So when I got him, his first name was Peter, and I wasn't so keen on Peter, so I was actually on a meditation retreat, and they talked about the signs of enlightenment, and one was called PT, which was a brightness of the mind. And I said, that's it. I got a little dog with a little bright mind, and he was about 4 months old when I got him. This is my first obedience dog. He has just taken me on this trip. He has made it so that we had to build a house, so we had a training area. It's just been, this is why I spend all of my money, and how I spend all my money, and wherever I travel to or what vacations I go on, it's usually because of this guy. Piti is a papillon, and papillons are kind of known to be like sort of delicate, so he looks kind of dainty, right? So they usually have a dainty little look. There's just a little notch in the nose right in here. He has the butterfly ears, but there's another kind of papillon with the drop ears, and that's a feline. A drop ear. So this is a butterfly ear, and the other is more like a moth ear. They were around in the 1600s. They were the dogs of royalty, and they were the dogs, if you see paintings of royalty from France in particular, that they are the dogs that are sitting on their laps, and usually it's the feline ear that you see. So they've been around for hundreds of years as little lap dogs and ratters. Piti has been in agility, and I started to focus more on obedience. So he's just made his way up from the novice title to the open title, utility, the UDX, and he's got 3 arches on him now, right? He's got, that means Obedience Trail Championship, where they earn points for, mostly for placing. Well, he did really well today. It's a very hard venue because normally in a dog show it's called a stanchion and then gating, which is like a cross mark. So they kind of learn where their mark is for the go outs, for the directed jumping, and he just couldn't really figure that out because it's all white. So he veered off and got a few points off, but he did qualify, and I was really, really proud of him for being in that venue and with all the people around him. Hi, bud. Yeah, you could be in my lap if you wanna. Okay. It's been really fun. It's been really a great environment and very new to me, and super exciting because, who doesn't know about Westminster? It's been super fun.
Dog TV recently launched some historical footage from the Westminster Dog Show. It goes all the way back to when TV was still in black and white. It was absolutely a pleasure to watch some of it myself. But for some more recent history, I sat down with last year's champion, last year's best in show for the 147th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. The dog's name is Buddy Holly. The handler is Janice Hayes. I sat with them, so let's hear that interview now.
Beyond the Leash, exploring the untold stories of pet passion and professionalism.
Welcome, everybody. We're here live at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, the 148th annual show. I'm joined by Janice Hayes and the lovely Buddy Holly, who was last year's Best in Show winner. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Problem.
So I want to start with your background. There's a lot of people at home who may be looking at their dog and thinking, my dog is perfect. It is so beautiful, and I really want to start showing my dog. So how did you get into the sport, and how did you sort of arrive at becoming such a wonderful dog shower?
Well, for me, I started when I was 9.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's 30 plus years.
So it's been, what, 12 years?
Right. No, a little, like, over 30 years now. I just fell in love with watching Westminster, so that's kind of how I saw dog shows, and then we ended up getting a puppy that needed to be shown. Finding a good breeder is the best place to start. It truly is. Just do your homework, find the breeds. This breed is not for everyone. They're headstrong. If you want a golden retriever, this is not for you.
Yeah.
They are hard-headed, and he's going to be like, excuse me? But they are hard-headed. Like, they're a hound. They follow their nose. They do not listen, but they will make you laugh every day. But it's not a breed for everyone. So really figuring out what breed might be for you.
Right.
AKC has a great site that you can actually look up breeds and find out what temperaments might be for you. But I think finding the homework, what look you like, what coat do you want to deal with as far as how much they shed, how much they don't. What do you want to live with? A dog that's active and out running every day, or a dog that's just going to lay on your couch and look good? So you kind of have to get an idea of what you want and then start doing your homework.
Yeah, it's very similar to if you're looking for a pet.
Absolutely.
You have to, this dog regardless is going to be a
No
huge
matter
part
what.
of your life.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that the
Yes.
personalities match up. And I
Yeah.
noticed Buddy has been sniffing the couch
Yes.
where many dogs have
Yes.
already sat for interviews,
Yes.
so that hound is definitely coming through.
Definitely headstrong,
Definitely
yes.
coming through. So, I mean, we all know that Westminster is the big show. This is the big one, right? But there had to be a lot of events that led up to it. So how does one qualify for the big event? Where else has Buddy been, and where has he been shown?
Yeah, he's been shown around the world.
Wow.
So he's kind of a world traveler. He was born in England. He's been to Ireland, he's been to Australia, and he's been here. So he is definitely a world traveler. But we start with shows locally. That's our main start, is you start at the shows locally.
Okay.
And then you kind of, it depends on the points. To get invited here, you have to be the top 5 of your breed.
Wow.
So that's something. He wasn't invited because he hadn't shown here yet. So we had to enter him on the lottery system, which means you just take a chance and enter and hope they get in. I might have had a few panic attacks trying to get him entered in and praying and keeping everything crossed, but he did get entered. But it's really a lottery system for this dog show. It's a
Right.
hard one to get in.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So do you have to be a winner and make the lottery system, or just top
If
5
you're top
gets
5,
in?
you're
Okay.
in. So that's the goal, is to at least get him. But when you have a new dog
Right.
that just got there
There you go.
4 months before, you got to work a little harder because they have to be a champion as well.
So Buddy's a bit of a Cinderella story
He
then,
is.
right? He
He
probably had
absolutely is.
pretty steep odds
Yes.
for being a winner.
Very much so,
That's
yeah.
absolutely amazing. So obviously there's many stages to the Westminster.
Correct.
There's the breeds, the
Right.
groups, and then the finals. So
Correct.
let's jump forward and look at that group phase. You know, you made it through breeds, you're arriving at groups.
The breed is the most important.
Okay.
Like that is the ultimate. It always starts at the breed level because you don't get anything else unless you get that breed. And that's where you have the best of the best in your breed. So it's a huge honor to win at the breed level. I always say everything after that is icing on the cake.
Right.
Because to me, it's just like if you get out of the breed, you've already showcasing the
Right.
best of the breed that year. So for me, it's a huge honor just to win the breed. You get to the group level, and then you just have all the competition of all the other
best breeds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
all the
it's
best.
it's like it's nerve-wracking, but to me, that's the fun part. It's like, okay, we get to go out there and we get to show off what a PBGV we feel represents the best of the breed. So that's, to me, the fun part, is just getting
like him out there, him out on that green carpet. He was like, "Here we go, hold on, lady." Like
I'm about to show them how Buddy Holly does it.
That's exact, and he
that's
did.
Great. And he's got an absolute Hollywood name,
Yes,
so that's
yes.
helpful. But let's go back to that moment right before the award ceremony when they're making that announcement. Did you think you even had a shot? Were you counting? Were you sort of counting down? Were you holding your breath? What was that like for you?
Deep down in the group, I knew the judge was going to appreciate him. I didn't know if we could win it, but I was like, I think I can definitely get in there with something. And then he just showed, he was a little wild, and he did a little hops and, but he got it under control. And it was just one of those, it just felt like magic. And it was just, when he pulled me up, he pulled us out first, like he had the whole cut and pulled us out first, but then he kind of was like, we're not done yet. Kind of like calmed everyone down. I was like, oh, he's going to put somebody in front of me. Like, that's what I had in my head, is like, okay, so we're going to go second, which is awesome.
Which is still amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. And then he was like, stepped back, and he's like, that's it. And then I died a little. So it's fine. But yeah, it was really exciting, because it was one of those like, oh, we're just going to do it that way. Yeah. So it was really fun. And it was a beautiful group. Yeah. So it was really
That
good.
Must be an amazing moment. And I feel like it was part of his personality helped him kind of cross the finish line there. Yeah. Sometimes being a little different is helpful.
It is. And he's spunky, and he can do it all day long. Yeah. He loves it.
I mean, he's rambunctious right now. He's looking around at all the cameras, everybody here. It's like
he's counting. I can grab those and those and those, and he can run and have a good time.
Oh, that's
and
great.
He's like, sitting on a couch, that's not his way of life.
Yeah. So now, afterwards, Buddy, the life of a celebrity, how has life changed a bit now that you're a Best in Show winner this past year?
Yeah, after Best in Show was a whirlwind. Like, we got our photos on the floor, and then I don't think I saw my phone for like 4 more hours. It was a wild ride. And then we did all the PR, and then the next day it was so fun. And then we got home, and then it was really fun. Our town in Palm Springs just really embraced it, and they made him the canine mayor of Palm Springs.
Oh, Mr. Mayor!
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
I was gonna say,
hello.
Kind of a big deal. But yeah, they just really embraced him all the way, and it's just, we did the Christmas parade, we did tree lighting, we did some breast cancer walks, and it was just really fun so people could actually learn what the breed is.
Yeah.
And their name is not exactly easy to say, so he's been really fun for people to actually recognize the breed and be like, my friend had one of those, and I thought they were crazy. And I was like, oh, that's what they are. I was like, that's really what they are.
That's great.
But yeah, it's been really fun.
So he's sort of become a de facto spokes dog for his own breed, which is absolutely amazing. I think it's super interesting when an unknown breed wins because it sheds so much awareness on the variety and the unique universe that is the dog world.
And they're just dogs. I think that's what a lot of people get confused about, is that yes, we show them and we primp them and make them pretty and they go out and do their thing, but he rolls on the bed and he buries his head in pillows and he does all the goofy things that everybody's pet does.
Right.
So it's like there are pets, but they're just also pretty and do all the fun things and structurally correct, but they're just our pets and they're so loved, and we like spoil them rotten. Like, nothing happens for me until he's taken care of. Like, it's just, that's kind of, they run our lives instead of us living a life.
Absolutely. I think that's a great point. I've had the chance to talk to a lot of celebrities and a lot of dog celebrities, and the celebrities, not always, not always one of us.
Yes.
But the dogs, they're always a pet first. Always a pet first.
Pets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is absolutely amazing.
And our days just revolve around them. It's just truly our job is just them. It's just to make them happy.
And they make us happy too, right?
Exactly.
And that's the whole point. Yeah. So if you're out there listening, watching, if you want your journey as a dog shower to start, you said the American Kennel Club has some resources?
has some great resources. Yep. And reach out to anyone. If you go to a show locally, just kind of talk to people. They'll talk to you and give you some places to start, and there's really great resources out there. But definitely go check out a show somewhere.
You never know. Your next dog could be the next Buddy Holly. Who knows? Well, thank you so much for joining us, Janice. I know you got to get going. Buddy's quite popular, so you gotta go make all your appointments.
He's so busy.
So we're gonna let you go. Thanks for joining us, and we'll have more from the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show soon. Stay tuned.
Hi, I am Teresa Zaplinski, and this is my Nova Scotia duck tolling retriever, Angela, and we are here from Indianapolis, Indiana. We came to participate in the Master's Obedience class, so we just finished up our second class, and we're all done for the day. This morning we had a little bit of trouble, so we didn't qualify this morning, but this afternoon we did. We did great. So it's a difficult venue for a young dog. It's very loud, and the agility is right next to us, and they're very loud, so. You start with the basics of sit down, stay, all the things that most people teach their pet dogs, but then you go on and do a lot of other things like teaching them to heel, which is walk beside you in a very specific position, different paces, different turns. They have to watch you very closely. And then they have to do retrieving of various different things in the different classes. They have to jump. They have to do some scent detection where there's several different things on the floor and they have to pick up the last one that you touched. And all this they have to do nearly perfectly with perfect front sits and finishes, and it's probably I will say it is the most precise sport in AKC competition. Angela will continue. We compete in a couple of different obedience trials every month, so about every other weekend we're at an obedience trial, earning points for various things. And our next big event will be the National Obedience Championship in July in Wilmington, Ohio. So Angela is the #1 obedience toller in the country right now. So she got invited to compete there, so we will be there in July. We also do confirmation, so probably the first things that her daughter will do, her daughter's name is Jenny, she will start in confirmation and start working towards becoming a breed champion also. So, hi, I'm Teresa Zaplinski, and we are here at the 148th Westminster Dog Show.
We're filming here live from the competition floor. I'm joined by Jesse and Chewbacca, who just won Best Opposite Sex for the Russian toy category.
Yes.
So how's that feel, Jesse?
It feels good. This is her first show, big show. We finished her really, really quick. She's the only Russian toy in the history of the breed to get one out of the classes and beat 3 of the top toys in the country to finish her championship. And we've won quite a bit with her, but we had to take a break because this breed is very emotional.
And while she was in heat, she was starting to nibble on the judges as they would approach her, so she had to go home for a little bit.
Oh, that's amazing. And what was the road like to get here? How many competitions did it take before you wound up at Westminster?
We've shown her about 15 to 20 weekends.
Okay. Is this your first show dog, or has this been a career for you?
I started in dogs when I was 15.
Amazing.
And I've handled some of the top dogs in the country.
Yeah.
Most of them are best in show dogs and #1 dogs.
That's amazing. Yeah, we hear from a lot of people that they start really, really young with this.
And I'm also a hairstylist for people.
You are?
Which is why I have no hair, because high maintenance clients make me lose my hair.
That's great. I could have used you this morning.
Yes. Your hair's not too bad.
Yeah, it's been humid outside. So you come all this way. Where are you from?
We live in Weatherford, Texas.
Weatherford, Texas. So it's quite the trip, and now you're here. Best Opposite Sex.
Yep.
What's next for Chewbacca and Jesse?
We are going to. Where are we going next weekend? The Dachshund National. We're going to the Dachshund National. I breed Dachshunds, and then we'll have a show at the end of the month in Missouri for her.
And that's amazing. So big breath of fresh air, deep breaths. You guys did amazing.
Yes,
congratulations. Your jacket is fabulous.
Everybody wants to know where I got it, and I don't remember.
There we go. You heard it here first, people. You can't get anything like this. This is not off the rack.
This is from Houston somewhere.
And it's not off the rack. That's a custom job, obviously.
No, exactly.
Well, you look amazing. The dog looks
Thank
amazing.
you.
Congratulations
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you back here next year, right?
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much. A little fun fact about the Westminster Dog Show: they don't just give awards out to dogs, they also rest some laurels upon people. I had the opportunity to sit down with this year's Veterinarian of the Year. Let's check it out.
All right, so my name is Trayton. Everyone calls me Jai. Jai is my middle name, Diggs. From New Orleans, Louisiana. That's where I have my practice. I'm not a specialist, but I do a lot of reproductive medicine. We call it theriogenology. Also do a lot of orthopedics. I'm not a board-certified surgeon, but I do a lot of orthopedics. So actually, I was selected as Veterinarian of the Year by the Westminster Kennel Club for 2024. Well, if we have events like dock diving and agility, there's dogs that could get hurt in those types of things. Unfortunately, whenever there's athletics, there's potential for injury. So veterinarians are on staff. Veterinarians are on staff for any type of illness that could actually happen. Some dogs can even get simple things like motion sickness from traveling so far. Nutrition is key. Knowing how to feed your dog and feeding your dog appropriately. A lot of times we see every dog on a dog food commercial, but a lot of times those dogs are overweight. So body condition is key. And also knowing your dog and knowing the breed, and knowing what type of environmental elements could be life-threatening to them. Like in the South where I'm from, heat stroke is really common, especially in the brachycephalic breeds like your French bulldogs and your bulldogs, because it gets hot there. When we left Louisiana yesterday, it was 92 degrees. So we're seeing a lot of environmental factors already playing into play. Feeding good quality diets, weight management is key. Just like obesity in dogs, with obesity in humans, obesity in dogs can cause a lot of joint issues. The more weight you're bearing on those joints, the more they're jumping up and down in their heavier breeds, they can be predisposed to joint injury from that. So feeding diets that are really good and feeding diets that are rich in glucosamine, chondroitin, omega-6, omega-3 fatty acids, all of those things are important, especially when you're working with working dogs and athletic dogs. If your dog is a working dog, they should have an appropriate amount of muscle, the right function of that breed. When we're looking for a working dog, you want a dog that's muscled, good bone, they're strong, their body conformation meets that purpose for that dog. That's what we're looking for. You know, it's funny. I had no clue that I was actually wasn't even nominated for Veterinarian of the Year until I got a phone call one day, and a young lady named Anna said, "Hey, congratulations, you've been selected as a candidate for Veterinarian of the Year." My clients nominated me. It was not a popularity contest. It was not like we said, "Hey, if you think we're doing a good job, vote or hit our Instagram." It's nothing like that. It's totally nominated by clients. And, you know, I'm just really fortunate to have a really good clientele that thinks highly of me. I guess they see that the work I do doesn't go unnoticed because honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm in the trenches because we dedicate a lot of time and energy to do what we do. So I'm just a representative of what all veterinarians do.
Pets add life.
Introducing a tail-wagging trip through time. Dog TV proudly presents the Westminster Archive Channel. Dive into a vault of pawsome programs spanning from the roaring 20s to today. Every leap, every bark, every triumph. Now available on Dog TV. Join us for endless hours of the greatest shows on paws. Only on Dog TV. Subscribe today at dogtv.com. Unleash the joy.
All right. Hey everybody, we're back at the 148th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. I'm joined by my new friend Joao, who's a first-time judge for this year's competition. Joao, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on the show. So first I just want to ask a bit about how you became a judge. I'm sure there's plenty of people listening at home wondering, wow, you must be so lucky to be able to go and look at all these dogs at this level. So how did you get started in judging dog shows?
And first, it's really an honor to be in a show this size and this tradition, and an honor that will carry forever.
Right.
But it all started as being a dog lover. So I always had dogs in my house. Grew up with dogs. And I joined the local kennel club when I was a teenager. And then I got my first pedigree dog and starting understanding about bloodlines, pedigrees, how do they select for breeding, the importance of being a preservation breeder. So those breeds could be preserved to generations to come. Right. That was pretty much the my calling for judge, and so I started breeding. I bred some champions, which are some requirements for you to become a judge. And being in the ring, evaluating breeding stock is just a privilege and something that I take very serious. I like to study standards, the function that these breeds were bred for, and it's just a passion, big passion.
Yeah, sounds like you're incredibly qualified. So is this something that you had some type of program or education, or is it mostly self-taught?
So in one moment when you breed, so you have your mentors, so you learn a lot from your mentors. It's good. One of the things that I would recommend first when you start breeding is to have a mentor, someone that would help you, will guide you, and will teach you. Then you read, then you seek, you look, you go to dog shows, so you look what, the breed that you have chosen to breed. You can see the different types, you can see what you like, what you dislike, and that's increment your experience and make that I would say a guideline for your breeding. And then when judging, for example, the American Kennel Club will provide you many possibilities, like having a mentor, going kennel visits, breed seminars that are in many different parts of the country, and you take advantage of that and learn and expand your knowledge.
That's amazing. And before we sat down for the interview, you were telling me you're originally from Brazil.
That's right.
And you were the first Brazilian judge at Westminster. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
So
correct.
congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
What's it like for you in this moment to sort of represent your country at Westminster?
I am beyond honored and happy to be. Like the marketing team said, the first Brazilian to be in this platform, and to be able to. I've been living here in the U.S. because I moved here for my job a few years now, and being selected to be here, you couldn't imagine how I cried when I got my letter, and inviting me to come and represent Brazil, which is also a big pet market in the world today, and it's just an honor to be here and be able to represent my country.
That's amazing. So which category will you be judging today?
So I've been here as a toy judge specialist, and my assignment is to judge Chihuahuas, both varieties, which is the breed that I breed.
There you go. Okay.
Miniature pinschers, Russian toys, Italian Greyhounds, and Pomeranians.
Amazing. And so you said you bred Chihuahuas. You're here specifically to judge them. What are some qualities in a prize champion Chihuahua that you look for when you're judging?
So we look. We would say that we have a point system. So the Chihuahuas should have, that apple domed head, nice round eyes, large ears. They should be compact because it's the smallest breed, right? Not compared with other Chihuahuas, but compared to other breeds.
Sure.
They should have the terrier-like qualities of temperament. A Chihuahua should be in the ring, interested what's going around them, interested in people, interested in other dogs as well. They should be off square, so not long, not rectangular, not square, but off square in proportion. They should be kind of a little working dogs in terms of movement, with a nice reach and drive. And today, it was the first part of my assignment. I have had the luck, being the luckiest judge to have a very nice entry of top quality Chihuahuas.
That's amazing. So if you are interested in breeding, if you're interested in getting involved in dog showing, this is our second guest to mention the American Kennel Club as a resource. So check that out. Find yourself a mentor, visit some of the shows, see some of these prize dogs, and who knows, maybe you'll end up in Joao's chair yourself one day as a judge. So thank you so much for joining us. Good luck judging the competition.
Thank you so much.
It was great having you on the show today.
It was an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
All right.
My name is Christine Longnecker. This is Miles, my dog, and we are from Erie, Pennsylvania. He is an All-American. Miles is an All-American, which means, well, he's actually a rescue mutt. It means he's a mixed breed, but he's a rescue. Overnight, it's been absolutely incredible. The New York Times came out to spend a day with us early last week. And they wrote this absolutely wonderful piece about him and took some absolutely amazing photos. And it blew up a little bit because I think everybody likes a good story of a dog that was supposed to be unadoptable that
managed to make his way to Westminster on top of just having a completely normal life and being super active. It has been quite the ride this week. I have never seen him unadoptable a day in his life, but the shelter tells me that before I came, he would jump at the front of his kennel. He was never quiet. They had adopted him out a few times. He'd been brought back. They said he wasn't allowed to be around children, other dogs, cats, people, your husband, anybody. And he had grabbed the Carhartt jacket, apparently, of one of the volunteers and ripped it. But the day I went to the shelter, it was actually, I have an animal communication business, and he was the first animal I ever talked to. He quietly came up to the front of the kennel, sat down, and looked at me with those liquid brown eyes, and I heard clear as day, "I just want to be a good boy." And I felt this incredible sadness in him, as like he just wanted to do the right thing. And my heart shattered into a million pieces, and I took him home that day. I've had him since April of 2018, so a little over 6 years. He was because he's a mutt, he can't compete against those purebreds on Monday and Tuesday. So he was here for the agility competition. This is actually his second year here. He came last year, and he's back this year. To qualify for the Westminster agility competition, you have to have a mock, which is your Master Agility Championship. And so he actually has 2 mocks, and he's working towards his 3rd. And so that's all you need to qualify, and then you have to get super lucky with overnighting your entry and getting in before everybody else. And thankfully, we've been lucky 2 years in a row. Hi, my name is Christine Longnecker. This is Miles, and we are here at the 148th Westminster Dog Show.
Walking around the Westminster Dog Show, the energy is absolutely palpable. People come from all over the world to either spectate or show their dogs, or even judges. Here's another one of those interesting characters now.
Beyond the Leash, exploring the untold stories of pet passion and professionalism.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Fenton, and this is Aria and the co-pilot, and we are from Richmond, Virginia. So these are Shetland sheepdogs. They're also known as Shelties, and they're in the herding group. Aria will be 12 in a month, and co-pilot is just shy of 8. Today they competed in agility, the Masters Agility Championship here at Westminster. We did great. Aria got 2nd in jumpers today, and co-pilot double Q'd. Oh, they are so excited every time we go out, whether it's training, competition. Aria especially has done a lot of agility. She has been to World Team tryouts and a bunch of big competitions, and she can feel the energy in the air. So competition especially really jazzes her up. Co-pilot loves it. He just has a great time with my husband. Co-pilot is working on Mach 2. Aria is working on her POC 3, which is her preferred agility championship. She has 11 mocks and a grand championship, and is working on her 3rd preferred championship. So regular trialing for now, and then we're looking to AKC National Agility Championships next year. The experience has been wonderful. We'll enjoy coming back. The energy is so much fun, and these guys have had a great time. We would love to have a couple of our other dogs join us as well next year. Hopefully we'll get in. We have 11 Shelties and 1 Australian Shepherd. I am a veterinarian, breeder, owner, handler, so co-pilot is actually a breed grand champion as well as agility. We keep them in top health with nutrition. Conditioning is really important for these guys. I also am lucky enough to be a veterinary chiropractor, so these guys stay in top shape because they get adjusted regularly. Enjoy it. Enjoy every run. Enjoy every minute, because these guys love it, and you need to love it too. Don't ever let the stress get to you. It's always about fun with your dog. These guys are only with us for a short time, and so it's super special to do all of these things with them.
So finally getting a little bit of break here amongst the excitement, finding a little quiet space as they swap between categories here at the Arthur Ashe Stadium. There's over 1,300 dogs here at the event today. It's absolutely amazing. As a cat owner myself, I can't help but to think, why can't my cat come? Would she be intimidated by all these animals? Would she be able to compete? I mean, I think she's a perfect princess, but I'm not so sure the judges would agree. Maybe next year I'll bring her along and see if we could get some ratings and reviews from these professionals, but until then, I'm just gonna have to give her my own personal accolade of the best cat in the world.
My name's Eric Streetbeck. This is my dog, Liz Lemon, and we live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right downtown, with my wife and my son, which I just had a month ago. So yeah. So I was lucky enough to be able to still come to Westminster. She competed in both agility and jumpers, and we came in clean in both. We have a double Q ribbon here to prove it. So yeah, she did very well today. Yeah, I'm excited about it. We just wanted to make sure we were getting off on the right foot. She's a rescue, so we took her to an obedience class, and we just saw her just eat up the information. So she kind of developed this trick for treats relationship, and I always tell people, I say, I only fed her as much as she'll eat, and she keeps eating. So we kept figuring out new things. She did the obedience in a few classes, and we still had a couple more classes. We're like, what's this agility thing all about? So we started doing that, and that's when I got hooked. And working with her, you develop this connection that you can't mimic in really any other sport. You know, it's amazing to do a blind cross and just know you're not, they call it blind for a reason, your eyes are off your dog, and you know that your dog's going to be right where you look next, and it's this connection that doesn't happen, you know, with anything else. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, so that would be about 5 to 6 years of training. And then, so yeah, probably 2017, 2018 is when we kind of started, and we got to Westminster in 2022. So yeah, 4 to 5 years to get to competing level. But I'm sure with the next dog, it'll probably go a little faster. You know, there's growing pains. This is my novice A dog. This is my first dog that I've ever trained. And so you learn some tricks, and next time it'll be a little shorter. For us, class and training is actually the most fun because we can treat her immediately right when she does the correct thing. So she loves being correct. And so at trials it's a little more difficult because there's a lot of outside influences that happen, whether it's other dogs, other people, tons of noise. And so she can't get that instant gratification. So if something stresses her out, we can't tell her it's okay until the run's over. So things can start to break down, and so you need to basically make trialing as fun as class. And so that's kind of the whole trick to getting into competitive agility. But yeah, Liz lets me know when she's doing her weave pulls in class. It's the only time she drools because she knows she's getting the biggest jackpot when she gets done with her weave. So she'll look up at me and a whole pile of drool will go flying by, which is it's an amazing feeling.
The product of the week.
This week's product of the week, the product of the week, is not really a product. It's not a tangible asset, but we keep on hearing it while we're here at Westminster. It's the American Kennel Club. If you or a loved one or somebody you know wants to get involved in dog showing, dog breeding, it's a one-stop resource for you to get started. I've heard a lot of great advice about resources that could help you select the breed, help you connect with breeders, even find yourself a mentor and start going to some local shows. So if you'd like to get started in the dog show world, and it is a crazy world, believe me, that's your best resource. So check out the AKC online.
My name's Dr. Valerie Beal, and this is Pippa. Her full name is East Coast Peace, like P-E-A-C-E, Peace of My Heart. And we're from Vero Beach, Florida. Well, this is my first trip to Westminster Agility, and I'm honored to be here, but it's been a dream since 6 years ago when Pippa's mom and I, owner handled, won a ribbon at Westminster in confirmation. And when I saw agility, I dreamed of doing that as well. And Pip made that dream come true today because we not only qualified, but she got a 4th place ribbon in jumpers, so that was fabulous. Even though I have a solo veterinary practice almost every morning at 30. I have a very tiny backyard near the beach, but we go and practice our contacts and lead poles, and we do at least one or two. But she does many other sports as well. So, and I keep her fit. She actually does, I call it grapefruit interval training. I ride my horse, and I say break, and she runs with my horse, which helps keep her in really good condition. I'm honored that each of my dogs are grand champions, and her mother is 10 and a half years old and very healthy and active. So, I think first and foremost you need good structure. Pip is shocking because she's a grand champion, which means she meets the breed standard, but yet she can do the work that the breed was intended to do. Like, she has advanced titles in sheep herding, in carting, it's called giraffe, polar cart, and a lot of other sports. Well, our dream goal, she got her agility championship, but I really want an agility grand championship. And that's, I don't know if it's ever been done with a Bernese Mountain Dog before. So that's our dream goal. And longevity. And puppies. Puppies next year, maybe.
It's been an absolute blessing being able to stay here at the Westminster Dog Show today. The atmosphere has been absolutely electric. Here you can see behind me the calm before the storm. They are counting down as we speak to that Best in Show award. I'm going to be going back to Stamford before then. Unfortunately, I got to beat the traffic, and that announcement's not coming till later. So that's going to be it from me. We'll see you next week.
Pets Add Life, your guide to the latest in pet trends, products, and the joy of the human-animal bond, with Kristen Levine and Chris Bonafati, powered by the American Pet Products Association and Dog TV.